T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
That is right. The #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. You guys, I am so excited. We are here for another episode of our post episode of Monday Night Raw. And I am, of course, not alone. Leslie, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic.
I am very excited because, I get to do another show with you.
Ooh.
That's the best part of my Mondays.
Don't make me feel too special now. I know Valentine's Day is around the corner.
Oh,
now.
yes. Do we celebrate
that? As a single person, yes, I do. I like to take myself out, go to a movie, take a few shots. Just have
Valentine's Day next week.
Valentine's Day. It's much better. It's much better. What are you feeling after what we just saw on Monday Night Raw? A lot to unfold.
Yes, I think it was a little slow tonight. I think they have to save the exciting parts for Elimination Chamber, which is coming up really quickly. We do have a short month this month, so it was a little bit slow, but I was definitely entertained by the opening segment. So I was excited about that. I love RK Bro, so it was cool.
It was. And before we get into all of the drama and all the antics that happened at Monday Night Raw, before all of this, we had a really big announcement by WWE. 2K22 is on the way, and none other than the beautiful and the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna, will be featured on the game. This is a very exciting moment. I personally, Chyna is truly the reason why I even got into wrestling. She's my first memory of wrestling is Chyna, honestly. And we are gearing up for a top 5 panel from Chyna. That article was put out by one of our writers and host, Katrina. So big shout out to her. So when you saw the announcement on Chyna, what were your initial thoughts?
Well, I was definitely excited. I feel like we don't have enough of these moments. Part of me was like, about time, what took them so long? But another part of me was like, finally, we're continuing to go through this change where women are finally being recognized on all aspects of WWE, not only just the ring, but, main eventing and being part of these video games or just like a billboard that we would rarely see before. So it was definitely made me happy. And I'm excited because there's little girls out there who are going to be, looking forward to a female character. And now they can choose Chyna. So I think 100%, it's great.
100%. We want to wish here at Women's Wrestling Talk, we want to wish Bobby a happy birthday. And seeing Chyna was just, the page follows me on Twitter. They keep her page up. And I've noticed that they've been very adamant about getting her on the game. And so seeing her and really having her have this moment, it makes me want to get a system myself and just play the game just so I can be my childhood hero. What's funny to me is a lot of people always bring up people from the Attitude Era, like a Kurt or a Rock or a Stone Cold or Undertaker, but they don't realize that Chyna was just as big as they were. Yeah. So it's extremely exciting to see. And like Harry says, she deserved it. I love watching her during the Attitude Era and the Retro Era. China, we miss you every day. And we really wish you were here, especially. I would love to see China match up with
Yeah.
a
Oh
Beth
yeah.
Phoenix, Bianca Belair, a
Mhm.
Rhea, a Charlotte, a Raquel, some of the powerhouses of WWE, and even a Deanna,
Yeah.
even a Britt Baker. We could see it with a Jade.
Oh yeah.
She would have a lot to choose from. But moving forward, let's get into Monday Night Raw. Uh, Kind of jam packed, but not as much as I thought. We
Mhm.
did have the RK Bro going over Alpha Academy in the Quiz Bowl, and right after that, the Alpha Academy gained yet another victory. They defeated the Street Profits. Any thoughts on that match? Were you excited to see RK Bro kind of get the big win and have their celebration next week?
Yeah, I was definitely expecting it. I was like, they're gonna come back after that loss last week. But it was funny because I was quizzing myself with these questions, and I don't think I would have gotten a lot of them right. But it was definitely fun. I love to see Randy Orton interact with Riddle, just because they just have this unique dynamic that it makes everything fun. And Alpha Academy, I'm not too sure about him yet. I was a little bit disappointed to see the Street Profits lose, just because I'm a huge fan of them as well. But I was definitely entertained, so I got to give him an A+ for that.
Yeah, any night that the Street Profits are losing, to be honest, and 100%, it doesn't go well in my book.
No, me
It
either.
really doesn't. Another thing that we saw was AJ Styles defeat Damian Priest,
Yeah.
and now next week he will get his opportunity. And don't forget, you guys, we are on Sci-Fi for a couple weeks. AJ Styles will possibly, I believe it's maybe a 4-time United States champion at this moment if he beats Damian. Who do you think is? Do you think Damien's gonna retain here?
Unfortunately, no. I feel like they
Good
were
answer.
before it was announced. I had a feeling like they're already kind of moving towards this AJ becoming a champion again. So I was kind of ready for the change. I love Damien as well, like Santana said, but I feel like he's kind of lost a little bit of momentum. There's something missing right now. Um, I want like I don't know if it's a character or someone with him, something feel like we're missing a little bit more in regards to his character. So it sucks that they might take the championship away. It kind of seems like that's what they're gonna do. AJ's an amazing wrestler, so I'm never mad at him. But it's interesting. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with Damien after this.
Me too. I was really hoping to get a feud with him and one of my favorites, Kevin Owens, but that
Hmm.
seems to be side passed a little bit. I
Yeah.
do think that AJ Styles probably is going to go over. It's not Damien's fault that he's had a pretty an okay run as United
Hmm.
States champion. I think a lot of the reigns that we've had lately with Damien and even Big E have kind of missed the mark. And it's not
Yeah.
their fault. It's just really booking purposes.
Hmm.
But speaking of Kevin Owens, someone that I love and adore, and cried when I saw him in person for the first time a couple weeks. Uh, I mean, this man is honestly like, we watched him all night try to get into the Elimination Chamber match. We watched him defeat Austin Theory, and at the end, he actually ended up, interfering in the whole Riddle and Rollins thing. So we saw
Yeah.
Kevin Owens tonight for a big portion of the show. So I have to ask, do you think that Kevin Owens will find his way into the Elimination Chamber with his victory over Austin Theory, who is in the Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, I definitely do believe he's gonna make it happen in some way or another. I feel like that ending to Raw was kind of like a warning. Like, you're gonna tell me no right now, but I'm gonna find my way into that match. And honestly, Elimination Chamber, like when I think about it, I can see like Kevin Owens do such crazy and great things in a match like that. So yes, he's missing, and he's gonna find his way into that match just like he was finding his way into WrestleMania, talking about how he loves Texas, he loves the cowboy hats and the cowboy boots, and he was very persuasive. So I definitely believe he's gonna find his way and persuade someone to make it happen.
I really hope so, because one thing, and you know this, and those that hear me all the time say this, Kevin Owens is one of my favorite guys in
Hmm.
wrestling. I love him. I love that he really goes against the mold of what we saw in WWE at the time that he came in.
Yeah.
He stepped to someone like a Cena. He stepped to the big guys. He's given to me, and I might be wrong about this, but in my opinion, out of the whole reign of Roman Reigns this last time, Kevin Owens gave Roman Reigns his greatest feud. Honestly, that's
Yeah.
arguable. But in my opinion, I think I would love to see Kevin Owens. And some of the comments, he should have won that match, Austin Theory. Maybe Austin should have won, but maybe he shouldn't have.
Well, I will say this, I do like to see something different. I love to see, this push with Austin Theory. He has shown us recently that he can have such great matches. So why not like display what he's got? And he's probably someone that we've been missing. So I wouldn't be mad either or, but I think it is a little bit weird to not see Kevin Owens in an Elimination Chamber match because he's done such amazing things, whether it's an Elimination Chamber or like just a steel cage. He can do it all.
What if, and I'm just putting it out there, what if he takes out somebody?
Maybe.
And what if that somebody is Seth Rollins?
Oof. There's something going on there. I don't think they're both playing nice. They both have a good way of being sneaky. We've seen it before.
They have a motive.
So I don't think this whole best friend thing is gonna last.
I don't either.
Happen.
I honestly don't. And speaking of relationships and Elimination Chamber, we saw a moment between MVP and Bobby Lashley as well. I absolutely adore this picture. And I don't think I say it enough, but I absolutely adore Bobby Lashley as a champion. Having a black champion, having someone who is setting the mold, having someone who is truly dominating. And I know a lot of people probably don't agree or are probably going to hate me when I say this, but Bobby Lashley is a better champion than Roman Reigns. And the reasoning is because of the presence he brings to the ring. There's believability in what he does. And I'm not saying that Roman isn't believable. I'm saying that it's half and half. Sometimes what Roman says and Roman does in the ring are two different things. But this isn't Roman slander night. This isn't Friday.
We're not going to go off on another.
We're not going to go off on Roman tonight like we did last week. But I love this picture. I do.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts as Bobby is now a champion once again?
Well, not only Bobby, I think we have to give credit to MVP too. Ever since he came back, he has done something. I don't know. He's given Bobby what he was missing. I think Bobby for a while was missing, like, we didn't know what it was. They were really trying to push him and it still wasn't working. And once MVP came in and talked for him, kind of like, it seemed like he dressed him up a little bit more. Like, they came and they're powerful. So you have to give MVP credit as well for what he's doing. Because without MVP, I think Bobby would be missing that like spice, I guess you can say, or I don't know, those mic skills. But I love it when people are in their hometowns and to see him get like that welcome from the fans and all the signs. I think it was great. So
no, I love it. Tonight's about Bobby. Santana, my tag team partner, one half of the Salt Shakers, the most dominating tag team in women's wrestling talk, said she'll save the slander for Roman on Friday night. But no, seriously, like watching Bobby from then into now, there's one thing that's never left him, and that's that dominance, whether he's a champion, no matter what he's doing. And I think that this reign will allow people to appreciate Bobby a little more. And moving on, someone that probably won't ever appreciate Bobby or anybody for that matter is the It Couple. My favorite couple in wrestling, someone who has had history with Bobby, and someone who actually had a few choicey words to say to Rey Mysterio and his son. And I say son,
be careful with that.
Liz brought back that whole custody battle and opened that door. I gotta know, Leslie, because I know you've been very vocal. You love and you ride hard for the Mysterio family. How did you feel when he said that might be Eddie's son?
Well, I mean, you can't help but love it at the same time, just because we know that history, we know that time, when Latino Heat, Eddie and everything was just so meaningful to me, especially growing up. You don't really see like Latino wrestlers, but at the same time Mexican wrestlers. So that's why I think I'm a huge fan of Rey as well, because not only does he represent my city, San Diego, but he also represents my culture and who I am. So that's why I love them. And it's like I can't be mad because I feel like it just adds more fuel to the fire. And we know Miz is gonna like have a low blow all the time. He's always gonna find something to piss you off. But hey, Dominic confirmed that he was Rey's son with that victory tonight. So that's all I have to say.
That he did. And listen, greatest storyline in WWE history. Let's
Yes.
just be honest. Like,
Look at
I
that
mean,
little
Dominic was
face.
very like he didn't know what the hell was going on. Honestly, he poor Dominic. But what's funny and a great transition to that is now we see moments like this. Who would have ever thought
Exactly.
that we would have seen a moment for Rey to see Dominic,
Mhm.
or even Dominic come into the industry where he
Yes.
felt as though he had to. Those are heavy shoes to fill.
Oh
You
yeah.
know? I mean, and what did you? What were your initial thoughts? Did you think that Dominic was gonna be able to go over someone like The Miz, a two-time Grand Slam? By
I
the way,
mean, because Dominic is still like he's still starting. I feel like he has a long way to go. I don't expect for him to get wins right away. I do expect for him to get those losses, but like Boza said, Dominic is coming into his own. And at first, it was a lot of like race on, which we see a lot in wrestling because it is a family business, and there are a lot of kids who get inspired by their parents. But what I like about this is that Dominic is coming into his own, and that slowly but surely, I see you, Harry. It is just a matter of time before Rey passes the torch to Dominic, which I will be very sad, to be honest, because Rey continues to do great things. He's on the cover, 2K22, and I don't think it's time yet, but it will happen one day. And I'm just happy to see another Mysterio on WWE.
the platform. I 100% agree, and I know a lot of people have been toying on this, and a lot of people have been wanting him to turn. Do you ever think
I've
we
heard
will
that.
see a moment where Dominic just kind of goes super heel and just turns on his dad?
I mean, if here's the thing, I feel like if Rey wants a last like big storyline, they will do it. But to me personally, I see more of like kind of a last match. This is it, more of like a happy moment. You know when wrestlers have that moment in the ring where it's over and it's their time and it's their last match. I see more of that moment instead of like the feud and then it ending. And I would much rather appreciate kind of really like that passing the torch type of situation. And hola Johan, ¿cómo estás? Espero que estés bien. I gotta say hi to my peeps.
Listen, I love it. I love it. And I honestly, seeing this and the magnitude, I do wish we had more women that were, going in this legacy as well. And I hope
Yeah.
as time progresses, we do see that. And I'm happy because we are finished with all of the men for tonight. I love moving past the men first. Before we get more into the women, we got to go handle some business and pay some bills. Make sure you guys enjoy this promo from none other than our CEO, TK, and our EIC, Santana from Riverside FM.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is TK Trinidad. I'm the CEO of Women's Wrestling Talk.
And I'm the editor-in-chief of Women's Wrestling Talk, Drian Santana.
And let's talk about Riverside.fm, the leading podcast and video creation platform that's changing the game on how creators record content.
Riverside.fm allows you to record studio quality audio and up to 4K videos on their platform. Now you can interview a guest 1,000 miles away and it will sound like you're sitting in the same room.
Damn, 1,000 miles? Okay. It's as easy as using Zoom, but gives you much higher quality audio and video recordings.
Did we mention that they have a mobile app? This allows guests to connect directly from their phone and record content from anywhere. After your content is finished, you can easily grab clips to share them across your social media channels.
Oh, goodness. We definitely need that. Now, if you're looking for a hero platform for all your recording needs, from podcasts to webinars to other video content, you should be using riverside.fm.
Sign up today so you can focus on your content and leave the quality to riverside.fm. Use promo code SHIPIT and receive a 30% discount on your first 3 months of your subscription. Make sure you tell them that Women's Wrestling Talk sent you, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Love it. You're muted.
Of course I am. Anytime I get to hear my tag team partner, I
You get
genuinely
too
love it.
excited.
No, we had to do a studio switch up, so really quick during that promo. But you guys, make sure you guys check out Riverside FM. It's a beautiful app. Leslie.
Yes.
I want to before we go into this, I want to thank you for last week. If you guys don't remember, I had a huge rant about Charlotte Flair. It was on a Monday, and I was really revved up. We had so much fun in the comments. There was a lot going on. I actually, and I'll take the blame for this. I actually forgot to even announce this match.
Yes.
So this is where we're going to pick up, because I think it's very important.
Of course it is.
And it's something that is happening literally next Saturday live at the Elimination Chamber. I mean, Becky Lynch versus Lita.
Oof. I've been waiting for this. Let's just say that. I've been waiting for it. We've heard it ever since she started WWE, that Lita has been her inspiration. We've seen kind of the similar color hair. Her character was similar to that. And now the full circle moment. I'm here for it. And what happened tonight, it was like that proved it all. And I love when there's like a real story behind a storyline. And it just makes me more invested in this. And I love Lita. She still got it. So I'm interested to see how this is going to unfold.
My favorite part, listen, because you know how I feel. The 4 Horsewomen are the most dominating women's faction ever in anything. I'm going to say this. I don't bet against the 4. I don't think a lot of people think that Lita's going to go over anyway. I think this is a great match, and it allows how Charlotte went over Trish, let Becky go over Lita. Yeah. I do find it interesting, though, because there was something that Becky said tonight that honestly, and I want to quote her as much as I can, but I'm going to paraphrase. Without Lita, there would be no Becky Lynch. But now that there's Becky Lynch, there can't be a Lita. And when Becky said that, I honestly was like, Becky's in her bag. Yeah. Like, Lita, how do you like? I mean, we saw the moonsault at the end, and I'm really tough on Becky. I've always been really tough on Becky about the promos that she cuts. And tonight, Wilson, 100%. That promo tonight was spectacular.
Amazing. It made me like jump up and be like, yes, this is it. But I do agree with this. So I do want to talk about this. This should be at WrestleMania.
You think so?
Yes, we do know the Elimination Chamber is in Saudi. So unfortunately, I don't feel like they're going to be able to go kind of like full force like we would normally see. Right. And because there's history, because there's a story, because like Becky said that's been her inspiration and who she's looked up to. This is a WrestleMania match. Why not wait till WrestleMania? And especially since we all know now Ronda's not going to go against Becky, which I didn't expect. So, anyways, we're not going to go on a rant about that. Maybe later. But I am disappointed that this is not a WrestleMania match, because this deserves to be a WrestleMania match.
Well, and it does. And it has a lot of star power. We could have literally gotten this match on top of Sasha versus Trish. Lita and Trish can easily come back and pass that torch.
Mhm.
Do I want this match though? I honestly don't. I don't know. Like there's no excitement for me. Like even, and I'm gonna be honest, even when Charlotte and Trish was going on, I was not happy about that. I was like really in an uproar because the match itself, like Charlotte and Trish are just not matched in the ring.
Mhm.
And it just with this, Becky and Lita are, but I'm not just like I'm not super excited. I don't know. Nothing about this like really makes me like, man, like I've wanted Becky and Lita for ever. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those moments where it's kind of like, okay. I mean, it probably would have been fun. If it would have been WrestleMania.
Yes. I think
Maybe.
we expect that a little bit more during WrestleMania.
Mhm.
I think the timing is off, to be honest. It is too fast.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be severely disappointed. I don't want him to do Lita like really bad because I mean, let's face it, we all know Becky's gonna win. We know that. But for her to be kind of like, I don't know, I just don't want her name to be destroyed after this match.
I don't know if it'll be destroyed.
Not
She's definitely
destroyed,
done
but
way more things in the past to destroy her
yeah,
name, but that's another topic
yeah.
to discuss. Good luck, Lita. If you're listening, you're gonna need it. I do think that if we're making predictions right now, I think Becky's the obvious choice. I think
Mhm.
this is just one of those dream matches.
Yep.
And speaking of dream, I mean, what is this about? Like,
I don't
can
know.
we get some clarity?
Can
Like,
we get her back in the ring?
are we starting to see Bliss like dwindle down into like normal, or are they just kind of playing with the aesthetics? Like, what was your initial thoughts with the whole Bliss thing?
Again, I'm saying it over and over again. I feel
Mhm.
like they're just wasting so much time.
Mhm.
They need Bliss in the ring. They need a storyline, and it seems like they're sticking with the same thing. So why continue these therapy sessions if it looks like she's still attached to Lily and continue with that character at this
Mhm.
point? Because we need her back in the ring. We need her to be scaring someone or doing something because it worked. So I feel like it's taking too long. Just like these debuts seem like they be taking way too long.
It is. It's very interesting for me because I like hello. I've literally been waiting on I need to wash this hoodie, by the way, because at this point, like if I wash it and don't wear it, maybe she'll come because it's
I want to see your closet. I feel like you have so much wrestling
if I
stuff.
named her, I have like 3 or 4 Bliss shirts. Like I'm obsessed with Bliss. I really love her, and honestly, I want to see her get back into the ring so I can start wearing other people like Rhea and go back to wearing Carmella. And I can't wear Charlotte, obviously, because this is, another time. But with that being said, I think that Bliss is really needed right now. We
Yes,
need
she
her
is.
to get into the division. There's a few
Mhm.
other people that I think we also need too that we'll get into when we discuss the Elimination Chamber. But overall, do you think that we're going to see Bliss before WrestleMania? Honestly.
No, from the how it's going, no, because I don't even see like any direction with these. Again, therapy sessions or whatever it is. It doesn't. There's no clear like, is it ending? It seems like it's so
Mhm.
repetitive every single week.
It is. And you know what else is unclear? This here. Who is
Yes,
next to challenge Carmella and Queen Zelina? We didn't
exactly.
even see them tonight either.
No, that's and this is a
Well,
huge
we know how
debate.
you feel
Yeah.
about, obviously, the way you feel about Carmella is how I feel about Liv Morgan, but we'll get
No,
into
not even that. It's like past that. It's like, why have a title if you're
Mhm.
not gonna show it? If you're not gonna
Yeah,
properly use it? That's the I don't even care about who has it right now. It's more
right.
about like kind of the disrespect in a way. Like you're kind of give something to the women
Yeah.
and then you're not gonna properly show it. You're
Well,
not gonna Well, I don't know.
Well, this could be our savior to the tag team champions.
The Bella Twins. I love them. They're my favorite.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I would have loved to see that.
yeah.
But during that time,
During
is
that
what I'm
time.
saying
Yeah.
is that it's timing. At this point, we should have just gotten a secondary title, which so many women could have a secondary title. Why? I can go on and on and on about these tag team titles.
Well, before we move on, because I like that you bring up a good point about the secondary title, but I want to ask, do you think that the tag team women's titles were introduced too late
Yes.
or too early?
Oof. Ooh, that's a good question. Too late, especially because King Sammy just brought up something. We had Lay Cool. That was like the perfect tag team.
Shout out to Sammy, one of our writers here at Women's Wrestling Talk.
Yeah, and the Bella.
Diva fanatic.
Yeah, although this is like during the Divas era, it could have added something. It could have transformed
100%.
into the women's tag team titles more naturally. It was definitely too late, and it didn't make sense the way.
Well, I think a lot of people are agreeing with you in the comments, and I agree too. I think also, and this might be controversial, Sasha and Bailey should not have won.
Hmm.
And I think it should have went to a newer team like a Mandy and Sonya, because now I feel like they would have been way more established.
Yes.
Watching Mandy, and I know we're not on Tuesday nights, but shout out to NXT. Watching Mandy be the NXT championship is to me very degrading, in a sense, because of what was built before that. Mandy could have been given an opportunity to be a tag team champion with Sonya, and it would have made more sense as we keep going. But things happen. I love how you brought up the secondary title, because this is something that I kind of want to see them do with Dana Brooke. I want our champion to be a 24/7 champion, but exclusively to women. Instead, she's over here doing this.
Yes. This is why I can't respect the 24/7 title. If they're going to give a secondary title, do not make it the 24/7, because look at the reputation it has.
I mean,
my question is, I don't know if you've ever had a what's called an accent. Do you just lose it all of a sudden?
Me?
Yeah. Well, people in WWE.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all the time. Like with Reggie. Prime example.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
Went out the window. It's weird. I want more. And I want this to, like, I've watched a main event match with her defend her title with Tamina. There's a lot that could be going on with this. I mean, I think this is just a way to keep Dana on TV, and that's great. But Dana winning that title was a very monumental moment for me, because I've always genuinely loved Dana. I've always thought that she was someone who was looked over. Like when the whole Liv thing started, I was like, hello, have y'all never paid attention to Dana? Like, she's kind of in the same boat, but they were kind of giving it to Liv. So I was just like, whatever. And then when Dana won the title in the whole debacle, I'm like, y'all could have did that with Liv. So it's just confusing sometimes the way they book with the women, especially with Dana's and Liv's. And, we'll move on to that. Obviously, you guys know what's coming next. I mean, it's pretty obvious, I have to take a turn somewhere, but it's a good turn. Now that this is happening, I'm not even going to speak on it too much, Leslie, so don't be nervous. But now that this is happening,
I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what we're doing here.
I just want everyone to admire the beautiful photo here and an actual championship that's being carried by someone who cares. But that's not the point. Because of this, okay?
Yeah.
This is happening. Elimination Chamber match. Winner faces Raw Women's Champion, of course, Becky at WrestleMania. It's happening next Saturday, literally, and they just sprung it up on us on social media. We have Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Doudrop, Nikki ASH, and a surprise component. Now, with that being said, surprise, surprise, surprise. Who comes?
One, why do they announce it on social media? Why can't they get qualifying matches like the men? That's what I do not understand. Are we announcing all women's matches on social media now? Why? The men's weren't announced on social media. Why not have the qualifying matches? We have time for it. We have 3 hours of Raw. That could have been 3 matches, or 4, or 2, or however.
So you think that it would be more, because I'm going to play devil's advocate a little here. So I personally do not enjoy qualifying matches because I think when you don't qualify, it makes the significance a little more. Now, what I would have loved them to do is had everyone qualify except maybe Bianca and Rhea. That would have been nice, but because it builds story, you make your top look top, but you still have other people that need to win. How?
Go ahead.
I mean, no, go ahead.
And I feel like it gives kind of more storylines within the chamber. Like, oh, I don't like you, or this happened last week, I'm going to beat you. Like, there's always kind of those feuds within the chamber that you're like, oof, you don't want that person to come out because we know they're going to go right after this person. So I'm missing that. I'm missing that with these, like, announcements. There's a lot of people that I would like to see. I am questioning myself, though. Why isn't Naomi on there?
Because it's Raw.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. But I don't know. I'm like, that totally passed my head.
But she does have a shout out to Naomi. She does face Charlotte Flair. Good job, Leslie.
Like, I was thinking about that, but come on, you know she's gonna lose. We know that.
We don't know that.
Yes, we do.
We don't know that.
We know.
We'll leave that for Friday.
We have so much.
I don't know that. Listen,
we should probably talk about Raw and SmackDown combined because we keep going back and forth.
No, we can definitely 100%. The comments are blowing up though. My top 3 from earlier, and I think it's pretty universal. The person that's probably going to come back is probably Bayley, Oscar, or Lacey Evans. We could see Alexa Bliss. Paige is another good one that I would love to see just really show up inside and blow the roof off that place. We actually did get to see a match between Doudrop and Liv where Doudrop gained some momentum. I loved it. Anytime Liv Morgan loses, it's a victory in my book. We also got Bianca going over Nicki.
Yes, which I was worried.
I mean, and Bianca always looks stunning. I mean, Doudrop is stunning too. I mean, they just really have this presence where they've really been holding down this roster. And I want to know for Doudrop and Bianca, does this give them momentum, or does this victory kind of give them a sense of like, okay, well, I'm good. I'm going into this. I got a match. I got to win. Where Liv and Nicki are thinking like, crap, I'm losing. I haven't been close to a title yet. I'm more hungrier. So can this win actually for Doudrop and Bianca help them or actually hurt them more going in and help the people that they defeated?
That's a good question. In a way, I think help them just because you have that mindset now. Like, I'm on a winning streak. Like, it gives you momentum. It gives you motivation. Like, I'm gonna go in here and I've already beat her, so I'm gonna like easily eliminate her. I do, in regards to who's gonna come out again. We all know I'm a huge Bayley fan. I'm anxiously waiting for her to return. But I wouldn't be mad if this is kind of where they show Bliss. And it's like, surprise, this is someone new. This is a new character. So that would be interesting.
That would actually be interesting.
Like, a surprise guest. Well, it's not Bliss anymore. It's, I don't know, a new character.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I can see that. Or we get the Twisted Bliss.
Yeah.
Back in the day kind of thing. I'm really curious. Well, looking back at this picture 100%, my money's only going on 2 women, and that's 2 of the most dominating forces that we've seen come out of NXT in the past years. That's none other than Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. I think they are the future. I think they are 2 women who are going to, no matter win or loss, are going to always be around. I think they're 2 women that should be at the top. I would love for the title to transition one day to Bianca and Rhea and have them on separate brands, maybe go after the tag team titles, make them even more powerful. I do think that this might be Rhea's moment.
Wilson.
Oh, well, what'd he say?
New Lexi Kaufman. her
Oh, we love it. Somebody, I would like to see Rhea Ripley versus Liv. Yeah,
I don't know about that one.
I mean,
Think
whatever
maybe-
floats your boat, I love it. I think if we think about Liv is not a terrible wrestler. I think it just depends on who she's in the ring with. Like my thing with Liv is that I want to see her with a Bianca or Carmella. When she was with Becky just wasn't. I don't know if Becky's just not in the position to build someone like Liv, but those matches were not stellar. The match she put on with Bianca, the match she put on with Carmella, I mean, stellar matches. So, with all that being said, you guys, that kind of pretty much wraps up Monday Night Raw. I don't think we really pretty much missed anything this week. I really hope not. Leslie, do you have any final thoughts or just your favorite moments from tonight besides the Mysterio family?
Oh, excuse you. That's always a fun moment. Seeing Bianca come out, I feel like she looked amazing. I want purple lipstick now because she just killed it out there. I was a little worried. I'm like, I hope she doesn't get injured. That did not look pretty, but
Nikki, you need to watch out.
yeah, girl, do not injure Bianca. She is my favorite, and I'm
because
in this
we don't need Bianca injured. Okay?
No, we don't.
We don't need that at all. Okay. And I know this is Monday Night Raw, but I wanted to close with this. Make sure you guys check out the post-show SmackDown and Rampage coming to you live after SmackDown and Rampage, of course, brought to you by Stephanie and Santana on Friday. You guys know, and then I'm going to let Leslie do her thing and say what she needs to say. You guys know I'm always doing the Impact recaps. You guys can catch me on the Women's Wrestling Talk page, live tweeting for Impact all the time. What's something in the comments?
Yeah, Santana.
I gotta read this before I go.
Oh my God,
We all did. We all sick did. Santana was not having it. Was not having it at all. But make sure you guys check out Thursday night. Two women that showed the Women's Wrestling Talk a lot of love, so I had to give them a shout out. Your Impact Knockouts world champion. Okay, she was featured on WWE, so I can get away with this.
Yes,
Mickie James, Hardcore Country, goes one-on-one with none other than Chelsea Green, Thursday live on Access. I am super pumped about this match. This is really what women's wrestling is about, and this is really why we're here, and I'm so super excited. You guys can always catch me down here, Nickie Booshie. I'm always on Twitter causing some drama. Disclaimer, and I always say this because I've been on one for a couple days now, and I'm going to be on one until we get our victory at WrestleMania because it's going to happen. If you don't like Charlotte Flair,
here we go. We're gonna end with this every single week.
Don't even follow me, okay? Don't come to my Twitter, okay? Leslie, let these people know what's going on.
Well, on that note, I'm pretty friendly. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Leslie Colon _. Make sure you follow me. It is Super Bowl week also. We do have a lot of sports fans, so follow me. You might see me somewhere over there.
Yeah, Leslie got some big stuff going on. Y'all might see her on ESPN real soon.
One
like
day. Let's put it out in the universe.
We love it. We're gonna put it out there. Shout out to everybody in the comments. A lot of our writers in tonight: Mika, Sam, Joseph always coming through, Wilson, Bobby came through. Happy belated birthday again. Of course, our EIC, none other than Santana and one half of the Salt Shakers, myself. Always coming. Leslie, it's always a pleasure. And again, thank you everyone for tuning in. We will be back next week. A love edition. A Valentine edition. We talking about love. I'm super excited.
Love.
I love love too. I love love for myself. So make sure you guys tune in. Catch out everything we're doing. We've been doing a lot of articles for Black History Month. I really want to take this time to shout out all of the Black wrestlers and all of the Black women who have really trailblazed through these years, and it's been honestly emotional and honestly one of the greatest experiences to be a part of the writing team at this moment and have this moment to showcase people that tend to get overlooked, but then also people that don't get the recognition. So every day, you guys, of this month, and we're dropping content and articles based around Black women in wrestling. So make sure you check out the page, and don't forget to come back to Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet. Until next time.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet.